Hello everyone and welcome back to Missing Pieces. I am Ricardo. In the last video, we had met Jabara on his farm. He mistook us for a worker. And we began our first puzzle. I'll talk more about that when we get there. But first, I had increased the puzzle difficulty to extreme. And I don't think it'd be that difficult. So I feel like having like none or low is like not gonna be much of a challenge. And there we go. We shall continue. There we go. Also, I didn't have my mouse cursor in the other videos. I keep forgetting to check that box. So now I can point at things. Let me get some white here. Dealing with paint. Okay, I'm gonna speed through this. Yep, disappointing that you misspelled disappointing. Okay. Yeah, so the white text, I guess, is the inner dialogue or monologue. And blue is describing everything else. I know I mentioned it last time, but I kind of jumbled it up what I was saying. I'm ready. No, I don't. Okay. So, in the last video, I was being too exact. The Lego. Okay, I started to get like all the way here. You know, I thought I had to get like where my cursor is pointing now. I thought I had to get like up there. And it kept going on. Even like took full screen off, minimize the window, increase my mouse's speed. The thing is, all I gotta do is make sure your cursor is on the hand. Make sure your cursor is in the block. Thought you had to get the object there, or the object and the cursor in the same spot. Quisbog. There you go. Hamboku. Hamboku. So you had noticed, so Lego, here's here to these, the side of the fire here has legs. I don't know if that's a real name or not. The Quisbog. We're just repeating things, aren't we? Now for Quisbog, I like the accent over the O. Instead of like A, two things. Omawong. Like a big O. That is this drill. Whoops. This is also a screwdriver, hammer, pliers, another screwdriver, handsaw, wrench. He wants pliers again. You don't know why that's on that here. Good job. I don't want to do it again. I continue. The harvester springs to life and the many blades begin to pivot and thresh. Thresh. Thanks for your help. It's almost dinner time. It looked like you could use a meal. But after trying to figure out what I was doing wrong, yeah, he tried to give him the note again. Hey. Hop on board. I'll take you back to the house, get you something to eat. You feel a sense of urgency to finish the task. It should have taken 2 minutes. You want to return to the city, to repair your craft and to return to Earth. But you are hungry, you haven't eaten anything solid in days. That's right, because our MC, our main character MC, has been like kind of like homeless in the wreck of a towing vessel. You wonder if he has pizza. Jabara's home is quaint with a sense of orderly care. It doesn't have the lived-in feel you expect from a farmhouse in the middle of nowhere. You are joined by a slender creature with inquisitive eyes. This is my wife, Aurelia. Earlier, I found this lost traveler outside the farmhouse. Good afternoon. I'm not lost. Someone says, welcome to our humble home. Jobara prepared a stew this morning. His cooking has improved recently. Oh, that's great news. What do you farm, if you don't mind my asking? Not a lot is known about it, but when the government discovered a large aquifer deep below the surface out here, they asked me to move on to the land. Let me click anything. You look around the house. An interesting place. Your mind wanders. Oh, so he's probably still talking, and I'm not paying attention. Given a chance to move out of the crowded city, we didn't hesitate. Away from the crime, the people. It's much safer out here. Now we use the water underneath the sand to create a floricultural ecosystem. Nothing can grow on its own out here. Right, they're in the desert. The flowers here are some of the freshest and most organic you can find on this side of the planet, due to the wide open space and lack of pollution from the city. But enough about flowers. How do you like your meal? Now, hot. The food presented contains a bitter mixture of spices. Perhaps the texture is appealing to these people, but to me, it's just slop. It's not to my taste. Let's just tell you the truth. Excuse me? I'm not happy about that. No, he's right. It is a little starchy. Thought I was a woman. Jobara seemed angry with me for being honest. Maybe I should diffuse this situation. You finally have the chance to give Jobara the letter from Kopay. Time to make the situation worse. What is this? A message from Kopay, your brother. Alien facial expressions are still new to you. Well, he looks upset, and not too new to me. Is this disgust? Disbelief? Oh. Okay, I see. Like, even though it looks like he's upset, it might be something else. He takes the letter, but doesn't look at it. Why would I ever read another word he has to say? He crumples the note and tosses it over his shoulder. I invite you into my home. I feed you. And you come here to open a scab I spent 2 years trying to close. I'm done with you. He storms out. Clearly there's more to this story here. You can't leave yet. You need to eat. You feel as if you have not completed your task, and your curiosity is in overdrive. What happened between those two brothers? He never talks about Kopay. Lilia looks at you. What I have gathered is his Kopay and my Jobara are brothers, but not by blood. There was a disagreement between them involving their mother. Will that make them blood brothers? And when she died, that was the last time they spoke to each other. Every time I ask him about it, Jobara starts talking in circles. He even says that he doesn't have a brother. She goes and picks up the discarded letter and smooths it out. He's a passionate being, my Jobara, and a very protective one. It is what made me fall in love with him to begin with, but I won't press for information he doesn't wish to share with me. She hands you the letter and sighs. But who knows, maybe you'll be able to get the story out of him. He has always had a soft spot for outsiders, despite his bluster. You find Jobara at a table outside, pruning a flower with thorns the size of your hands. He doesn't look up from his work. Good, I'll just talk over his shoulder. I thought I told you to leave. What happened to you and Kopay? I have nothing to say to you. Really? He told you what happened, right? Of course he did. He's such a stubborn fool. I'm sure he bragged about it. He clipped a dead leaf off the stalk. He never got along, not really. So basically, Jobara's telling me. But when my parents took him in, I could tell that he really needed someone to be close to. Okay, so Kopay was adopted. Even though he was older, he always acted like a younger brother, following me around, getting involved in my business. I don't know if I ever wanted a brother. Then when my mother got sick, I vowed to find a solution. go to any length to make her well again. If I couldn't make her well again, I would at least try to find something to keep her here for as long as possible. Clipped another dead leaf, more aggressive this time. And I did find an experimental procedure, not sanctioned by the government or medical community, that could have kept her alive. But then Kopei turned her against me. How? She says she talked with Kopei and that she didn't want to be hooked up to med machines for the rest of her life. That she would take the time she was given to be with her family. She died shortly thereafter. You watch as a strong breeze makes the petals on Jabbar's flower flutter. I never felt so angry in my entire life. I mean, at least someone asked her what she wanted at the end of her days. I don't understand Jabbar's position, but he can't do it more out of the selfish reasons. I was supposed to feel sadness, mourning. I just wanted to have my mother in my life for as long as possible. There's nothing wrong with that. What could they not see in that? So I ordered Kopei to go. I lost my mother that day. You probably lost your brother too. As you watch, Jabbar angrily yanks a blooming flower bud off a stem. Well, I think that's part of the gardening. And I lost a brother too. The lavender and orange buds roll onto the sand below. Jabbar's hands tremble. You think of those back on Earth that you have left behind, even though you really don't want to. You think about it, or leave them behind. You have not thought about them since you arrived. You feel your heart beat slowly and coldly. You don't miss them. That would be too much. You know you made the right decision by leaving. You don't need to be somewhere you don't belong. So our MC is probably leaving for the wrong reasons. Is some of the right reasons. But it is hard to realize that in your quest to escape, and then in your struggle to survive, you never even thought of the people who have been in your life before, for better or for worse. The thought of them never even crossed your mind. I mean, for me, if I go across the galaxy for exploration and a job, of course I'll think about them, but I wouldn't miss them too much. If I see if they want to come with, there's like a time delay. You wonder if your genius of leaving Earth looks like cowardice to them. They probably don't think that. You pity them. You look sad, newcomer. I did not mean to dishearten you with my family drama. This family ass drama. No. Your brain may think that, but your face is otherwise. Jabbar sighs. I apologize. Maybe these were things that needed to be said out loud a long time ago. Before you are able to present the letter again, Jabbar quietly takes it from your hand. I expect this will hurt. Will you stay while I read? Of course. You nod. Jabbar reads the letter. You watch his face for a moment before looking out over the field of flowers. The stillness and quiet reminds you of a time on Earth, arriving at the lab at 4 in the morning. So did ever see a workaholic? It was the best time to get work done. No one was there to distract you. Oh, I guess I should stop guessing ahead of time. Okay. You expect Jabbar to emote something, depending on the contents of the letter. I mean, did she read the letter? But he isn't crying or enraged. He is in pain with regret. He is stoic in this moment. What did it say? Jabbar clears his throat. Not much, but enough. I assume Kopei sent you here in return for a favor. Jabbar takes a small, relatively unremarkable ring off his horn. There it is. He hands it to you. This will show Kopei you succeeded in your task. Bring this to him. He closes his left fist in sad anguish, forgetting the flowers in it. A thorn pricks his palm. Ow! Are you hurt? Why else would he say ow? He looks at his wound, then to you. No. I should clean this up. Thank you for your help today. He disappears into his house. You return to the city just as the sky is getting dark. Following the only path familiar to you, you make it back to the Kuna shop. The interior lights are extinguished, but Kopei is seated patiently out front. He rises to his feet when he sees you approaching. The store is closed for the day, but I assumed I would find you here. The shop is closed today? Yes, we will have to come back tomorrow. I transported the letter. Excellent. I knew I could count on you. And what obscenity-laden tirade did he say in return? He didn't say anything. He asked me to give this to you. Give ring. You give Kopei the ring from Jobara. Of all the responses, I never could have predicted this. What's with a ring? It's getting late. We should get off the streets. But I know you have been on quite the journey today. Depending how far Jabara's place is and whether or not you use public transportation, probably not. Won't say I was that tired. You can stay at my place. We can share the bed. As a quiet walk to Kopei's home, he just kept turning the ring over and over in his hand. At one point, he went to slip it on his finger, but seemed to think better of it. You feel an urge to ask despite your exhaustion for the day. What's with the ring? Yes, of course. It belonged to our mother. I couldn't tell you what is left of her belongings. Jabara is a sentimental type, but he's also impulsive. He could have kept all of her things to remember her, or he could have thrown them away in a hysterical attempt to forget her. He might not have used his words, but he says everything I need to know. And this says, "Thank you for delivering this, traveler. I hope it's late. I know it's late, and you've done so much, but can you help me with one more thing before you sleep? You are tired, dehydrated, and burned out. There's something about Kopei's optimism who's infectious. Okay. Clean your apartment? You said Jobara was like everything's neat and orderly, and Kopei's is kind of like scattered over the place. And also Jobara didn't seem to have that many personal effects, but we only saw one room. Okay. Perfect. Do you know how to play any instruments? No. You wonder if he's joking. I know the piccolo looks complicated, but it's surprisingly simple. Kopei produces a string instrument busy with knobs and levers. You wonder whether this is used for making music or as a torture device. All you need to do is put your fingers here and here. Oh, great. Our second puzzle. Playing this instrument is super simple. As the song goes, press the right key when the note hits the mark. This is a note. You will run from the top, crossing the mark at the bottom. So it's probably going like that. Mark they are patiently waiting for the note's arrival. Hit the key at the perfect timing. Okay. What? Oh. First I thought lost. Let's try something else. I was always choosing S. The hell? Okay, obviously I'm doing something wrong. The line misses. I missed. So I need to wait till they get there? Something about... Ah. So I do need to wait till I get there. Whoops. Okay. I think you got the gist of it. What the hell? Ah! Okay, maybe I don't have to reduce the difficulty a little. Press the right key. There's a right key for the correct key. Alright, let's try this again. They were going a little too fast for me. So I'm using my right hand for D and F and my left for AS. Whoops. I don't know what he said. So I guess it's yeah. So miss means it doesn't have to be you click on something. So given my new orientation here, it may take a while for me to get accustomed to this new method. A S, A D, A D, A F, A F. S, S, D, D, F, F, D, D, S, A, S, A, D, A, D, A, F, A, F, A, D, A, D, D, A, S, A, S, A, D, A, D, A, F, A, F, A, D, A, D. Oh, fuck it. I press F. Alright, this is gonna be the one. S. S. D. D. F. F. D. D. S. A. S. A. D. A. D. Is this the same? Damn it. It's the same, thing going on? Okay, so I switched my fingers to do the WASD keys and put F as a separate one. And also, I miss if I press the wrong letter. So we got S and S. A little gold disc. Oh, I forgot. Keep forgetting that I put it back to WASD. Left hand over ASD. There we go. So my left fingers are on ASD. And my right's on F. Have me press at the same time, aren't they? Shit. Alright, maybe we decrease this a little bit. It's a bit hard as I figured it out. It's normal. Alright. I'll get back to you later. I put it on chill mode so I have unlimited misses. Which is below easy. I want the puzzles to be hard when I need to figure something out, not this hand-eye coordination. I could probably pass on extreme, but I want to move on. I mean, in reality, I would have unlimited misses. He's not gonna say, hey, stop playing an instrument. Because you can't get it right. There we go. Alright, let's put that back the way it's meant to be. Well, oh shit. Next instrument. We got a piccata. Looks identical. Yeah. I'll get back to you after we're done with this. Now, if you listen carefully, you'll be able to hear the tunes, I think. And at the progress bar down there goes up no matter what happens. So we got drums. Yes, okay, that was our third instrument. I don't understand why he needs my help. Now that horror was over. Not bad for your first time. I'll need to practice. No, we'll say this one. No one is an expert on their first go around. Let's get some rest. Tomorrow we will go back to the Kikuna and make sure you are on your way to get back to Earth. I'm looking forward to see other humans again. Kopei laughs. Is that funny? I just think it's amusing you assume that you're the only human being on this planet. That's a good point. We don't really have the backstory on her leaving Earth and stuff. What a beautiful plant. Just smell it. Smells good, right? It reminds me of home. You don't want to play another instrument. You did well. Do you want to play again? Hell no. The toolbox contains an array of odd tools. Fixing the Colombo harvester was a real challenge. Really, that's actually pretty easy. Yeah, let's see. Oh crap, we're doing this again. Well, I'll do it a little bit just to prove that I'm wrong. God, I can't believe that was so difficult. You think you have to have the tool in the box. Zoma. Limited fails. Need to shop it. So I'm thinking that the difficulty level is about how many fails you can have. And not about the difficulty level. It's like with the instruments, it was still the same stuff. Like you had the same disc going the same speed and the same stuff, maybe not exactly the same, but enough. Good job. This couch looks comfy. Are you ready to go to sleep? End the game. Not yet. Is this a fridge or something else? No, it's part of the morgue, I think. Are you ready to go to sleep? Yeah. I wrap myself in a warm blanket. Achievement unlocked, path to empathy. My head is spinning with thoughts. Learned about Kopei, Jabara, and their mother. Cannot help but think about my own situation. I've always strived for perfection in everything I do, to be the best scientist, to solve the most challenging puzzles, to discover an alien planet. I never stopped to think about how much this path has cost me. I wonder how my family and friends are doing back on Earth. Do they miss me? Okay. Well, it said end game. I kind of... So, hey, is that really the end? Okay, so as I said, Missing Pieces came out in October 2022, which is 2 months ago. So, obviously, there'll be more to come, so that was chapter 1. Okay. So, my thoughts about this menu here. And Kopei's kind of over-friendliness. Well, not over-friendly, but friendly enough. Sounds like they're going to be mates later. Or lovers. Anyway, so that was Missing Pieces, Chapter 1. See you in the next video.